this is Keleena. Today I'm working on this video for those of you that are super sensitive and for those of you that are just finding out that you are becoming super sensitive. Let me just move this. I'm going to be utilizing this later for some activations for you. But right now I want to talk about this because this seems to be coming up a lot with my clients, and also it just came up on my Patreon with my Patreon followers. They were asking questions in the Goddess Circle. There was more than one about this. But again, I have this with a lot of my clients. There's this, there's a lot of you are waking up, okay? You are finding that you're becoming more sensitive than you've ever been. Okay, but there's also those of you that have already been awake, you know, since 2012 or 2015, from those years forward, and you've been working on yourself and clearing yourself, you know, doing the inner work, we call it, healing yourself and going into places where you have had the time to sit and remove within you the programming that's gone on for many lifetimes, but also from this lifetime. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, go back to my 2018 videos in January 2018 with the beginning where I'm working with the whiteboard and start to watch those and you'll understand more of this. But I want to talk about this super sensitivity that a lot of you are starting to discover that you have, and help you to take back your power. Because I had to go through this. I've been a sensitive. I'm extremely super sensitive since I was born. And I've always felt everything. And this was in my blueprint. This is for my work here on Earth. So if you've come in as an empath, there's many different levels of empaths, but some of us are extremely super sensitive, and that's what I am. And I just want to explain that a little bit. I can literally feel stuff on other people that is theirs. I feel it in my energy field, and it's almost like I take on becoming their energy. And I can feel where you have blocked chakras. I can feel mentally what you're going through, physically, emotionally, all the things, the distortions. That's why I can do my healing work so powerfully. And then I jump into your subconscious to find where these things were, where they're rooted, where they were seated, so they can help you move forward. But what I want to talk about today is I want to explain from my own experience, because this is how I teach. I always share my experience so that you can relate with it. This is the way the masters have taught me. Share my experience, and so that if it helps you, or you may have an aha moment from it, it helps you to relate that there are others on the planet that have also gone through this. So don't take this as I share this for any egoic ways, because I've gotten emails saying that I'm talking about my ego, but no. I'm here as a teacher. I'm a spiritual teacher to teach you from my experience, because I feel that if you haven't gone through it, how can you teach it? And how can you teach someone to get through it? Okay, so I have my notes. I went and wrote down things, like did a little life review of when I was young. I've always been able to feel things. I've always been super sensitive to energy. And one of the things that I would do in my household growing up is if the energy tended to get negative, what would I do? I would either run outside, you know, and be out on the land, which is very healing for you because you can get away and Mother heals you, Mother Gaia heals you. Or if you couldn't get outside at that time, go up in my room and hide. That's almost the same as those that are in those twin relationships that the energy gets too much for the other person, and one person in the relationship will run, or actually both are bouncing back energies and hiding from their own self in some way. Because remember, the relationships are always the mirroring, showing you things within yourself that you need to see, that you need to release. But there's a sensitivity level to it. So there are those of us that are born, and we are born as empaths, okay? And a lot of us that are empaths are here to help with the transformation of the energy on the earth. That's part of our purpose. And there are those that are born as empaths just to do that, to transform the energy and utilize that role, that part of their mission to do what they came here to do for source. Then there's others that are like a little more sensitive and they do some other things. And there's those of us that are super sensitive and we feel everything. That's where I am. I'm extremely super sensitive. Now, more and more, I seem to be attracting more super sensitive people into my field. And again, that's law of attraction, because you attract what you are, right? Well, now I know why I'm attracting so many of those people. It's because you guys need the help. You need me to help you. So instead of me just doing this on my Patreon, which I did talk about this on Patreon, I gave the people that ask these questions the same information I'm going to give you. I want to help more people. So after you listen to this, I really would like you to share this video with others that are sensitive so they can understand it and balance themselves. Because one of the things is being a sensitive is we aren't supposed to run away from it. Okay, and that's our instinct. That is our complete instinct as a human. When something doesn't feel good, what are we going to do? We're going to run away from it. Okay, we don't want to feel that. We want to run and hide. We want to just be by ourselves. We don't want to participate in that energy. But when we do that, what we're doing is we're disempowering ourselves. When we do that, we're not standing in our power. We are not in our courage, in our strength. So I'm going to go through that. So I'm just checking my notes here because I want to make sure I totally cover everything. I don't want to miss anything for you guys. As a child, you know, an adult, even as an adult, I would hide from the energies. But what I realized is the last, I want to say, maybe 2-3 years, is every time I would hide, I would actually make myself even more sensitive, because I would go into this place of just being, okay, I'm being in my own energy, which you have to learn through this process, okay? I'm going to explain that more. But when I would come out of that space and place of just being and feeling so good and in my own energy, as soon as I would go around someone else who had an energy that was very dense, very negative feeling, just over powerfully imbalanced. I felt everything. I mean, I felt all their stuff. And I know it was also because I'm here as this multi-dimensional quantum energy healer to help heal people. But when I'm taking myself into a public situation where I'm not there to heal that person, I have to learn how to be able to balance myself and still be there as a super sensitive. So this is what I'm explaining to you. As you're waking up and you're going through your process, a lot of you are going to be releasing the old programming, releasing the old conditioning, healing yourself to allow yourself to find who you truly are, to allow yourself to be in your own energy, to learn your own energy. Because for your whole life, you've always been around other people, okay? And being around other people, sometimes their energy gets mixed in with ours. And we don't always know what's ours, which energy is mine, which is theirs, okay? So as you're going through this process and you start to learn and you disconnect yourself from the outside world, this is what everybody was doing in 2020, okay? This is why everything's shut down. This is the good part. So remember, everything's in alignment. To learn who you are, to be in your own energy, to feel yourself, to heal yourself. As you're going through this, you become more sensitive, all right? Whether an empath or not, you're going to be changing your energy field because you're no longer being entangled with all of those energies and those places and spaces that you were. So 2020 shut you down so that you can feel more, because we are human beings and we're here to feel, okay? Instead of living in the ego, the false identity created ego. I talk about that in those 2018 videos too. We're here to feel. We're here to feel through the heart. We're here to receive our answers through here. Okay, we're here to be in alignment with the sacred mind and sacred heart. And when we weren't, when we were living from the false created ego, what we thought we were, the distortions, people weren't really feeling to get their answers. So a lot of the empathic abilities were shut down, except for those of us that are super sensitive. We've always had it. So I've always had it through my whole life, through school. And it was kind of hard getting through school sometimes with, you know, feeling everybody's stuff. And so a lot of you that have children, just know this. If your children are really sensitive, they have to go to school, it's going to be very hard for them, but you're going to teach them how to empower themselves, okay? So, like I said before, so when you are becoming more sensitive and you're in an area that it's just too dense, or it feels it doesn't feel good on you, what's the first thing? Your instinct is to run and hide. I'm going back here. I'm going back in my room. I'm going back to my home. I'm going back to nature to hide from everyone. I'm not coming back out until 2025. Okay, that's not going to work because you're desensitizing yourself. And even though we've had lifetimes as monks, and those of us that have lived in ashrams and stuff, because I've had many lives like that where I've just been in places where I see myself all the time in this position. So I know that I've had many of those lives as Essenes and stuff like that. And we still have to, in this life, we have to be able to incorporate everything within us and be in a balanced state of being where we can be sensitive in these places that may not feel so good, but not allow it to bother us. So one of the reasons people run and hide is because you feel disempowered, you feel powerless. And this is because of your upbringing. This is also because as a sensitive child, you would run from it and hide from it. Or if you didn't feel good and you went to your mother, and your mother would just give you something else to do, okay? But that also disempowered you. But your mother didn't know, or your father didn't know, whoever your guardian was, they didn't know that that's what was going on with you. So as an adult, this is so important because one of the things that we have to understand as empaths or supersensitives is that the only person that can disempower you is yourself. And that's from what you believe in about yourself. That's from how you perceive yourself to be. So if you don't think that you're powerful enough to do something, you're going to shut yourself down and you're going to go run and hide. Okay? So if somebody, like, I'm going to give you an example. I am a catalyst. I am here to actually activate and catalyze people to have that stuff come up within them, to have the distortions be revealed and what they think and feel about themselves so they can actually dissolve it, so they can bring these things up and transform it. I get so many messages and emails from people going, you did this to me. Well, in actuality, I didn't do anything to you. I did this for you so that you can see your own beliefs about yourself, so that you can see your own perceptions about yourself. So in reality, I didn't do anything to you. Okay? Anyone who's a catalyst doesn't do anything to you. They do these things for you because that's part of our mission. It's part of our mission to only say a thing. Spirit will work through us to say something so that you can see within yourself things that you need to transform. So many times when these things come up, you may feel powerless. And guess what happens? It's from the energy system. It's from your beliefs about yourself, but it's also connected to your energy system. It's connected to your third chakra. It's connected to the solar plexus. And so for those of you that have stomach issues, for those of you that might have the upper intestinal issues, that's your solar plexus, which has some kind of blockage there that you need to heal within yourself. It's a belief within yourself and your system that you're holding on to about yourself, which is creating your disempowerment. So why do you have it? Many times it's because of the way you were programmed. If something doesn't feel good, run and hide, okay? Or do something that put you in a place or space that made you feel safe, but was taking you away from the energy that made you not feel good. And what happens with that? You disempower yourself because you're not facing the energy to actually strengthen your solar plexus. So your solar plexus, I also call it my inner sun temple. And we work with the solar plexus a lot in many, like Atlantis and Lemuria, Egypt, we knew the power of the solar plexus. That's the solar plexus is our divine will. It's our willpower center. It's our divine will, and it's in alignment, with who we are. And when we trust in our own divine self and who we are, and we start to live, stepping into our power, everything starts to unfold and everything just starts to flow. So if your solar plexus is blocked, okay, you're blocking your divine will, you're blocking your blueprint, your reality of what you came here for and what you came here to do. And then you're disempowering yourself. So you don't want to run. You want to face the energy. You don't want to run from it. You don't want to run and hide. So why is this chakra closed? Most likely it's because of the fear of how you feel when you're in a certain situation. Excuse me, I got my notes here from when I did my life review. So again, you're just going to weaken yourself by running away. And that's like in a relationship, in the what we call sacred partner relationships, divine partner relationships, if you came in to do that with the mirroring, So what do we do to empower ourselves? One of the things that I said on the Patreon is I said, don't run away. It's baby steps. You have to take these baby steps and take yourself into those places after you've done all these clearing, all this work, and you've become sensitive. Depending on what level of sensitivity you are, you still have to go back in these places, because the sensitivity on this planet, the conditions on this planet right now are not going to change overnight. There's going to be some energies that you're not going to like, and what we have to do is change our judgment about them, first of all. But we have to allow ourselves to have our energy body feel those energies and not allow it to pull us into a situation where we're going to run from it. So with baby steps, we need to take ourselves into those places. And that's what the masters did with me, because my teachings have been from the masters, from them lining me up with places that I had to go, I had to be, places I had to live, and what they would do is they would take me there a little bit at a time. Some days it'd be like, okay, boom, you got to go here. And it'd be like just a 20-minute thing. And I could really feel the energy and feel like, oh no. And thinking, okay, I'm not feeling very well. But what I had to do is the masters came in and they said, and I've said this in many of my videos before, way back 2016, 2017, I have said that nobody has any power over us, right? You have to say nobody has any power over me. When you say that nobody has any power over me and you're going into these places, you go in there with a different attitude, knowing that you're empowering yourself. You're empowering your solar plexus, but you're also reconditioning your mind. Remember, you don't want to go in there with weakness going, oh, this isn't going to feel good. I'm not going to like this. These persons are making me feel this way. Because in reality, what they're doing is you're being more empowered to be in those places and to increase the power within your solar plexus. It's just like a muscle. The more you work out, or the more you do something, the stronger you're going to get. This is about taking back your power. This is stepping in your courage, and this is what you need to do. So the masters would take me into places that I was like, oh no, I don't want to go there, but I had to go for whatever work I needed to do. My team, the masters or the angelics or whoever I'm working with at the time, the goddesses were like, you got to go here. They took me to countries where the energy was so dense, but I knew when I was there, I could feel myself getting stronger and growing. And this was a part of having to do some work within thyself, but also empower myself, take back my power, and do the healing work that I needed to do while I was there. So it's very important to know that you can go to these places, that you won't be stripped of your power, that you can empower yourself by being there, growing that strength within your own divine will, but also saying that nobody has any power over me, okay? So, let's see. This is how you do it. So little baby steps, getting into these places that you're almost like in a little fear of being. And everyone's going to go through this, just depending on your level of empathic ability. For some of you, it'll take a little bit of time to be able to get into these places and be able to stay there and not allow them to bother you anymore. And you will do this. You're going to work yourself up, let's say 20 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, then 3 hours. You do that until you empower yourself more, until you have built your strength in that solar plexus and not run away. Especially for those of you that are here to be healers or do healing work, we can't run away from that. We have to actually be able to feel it on us and not let us shut us down. And that's why when I'm in a session, I can actually allow myself, now I've learned, I open myself, I allow myself to feel the client's energy, I feel where all of their stuff is, but I also I always tell myself nothing is going to be stuck in my field when I'm done. And then afterwards, I clear myself, okay? Really important for everyone to clear themselves every day. No matter what you do in your life, no matter where you go, utilize the violet flame, okay? Just say, I now invoke the violet flame. And there we go. I just invoked it and it comes right on my heart. That's all you have to do. So utilize it. It's such a powerful tool that we've been gifted to use. And you can say, I now invoke it, I now activate it, whatever you want to say. Now activate the violet flame. You can say it right now and just feel it come out of your heart, go through your whole entire body. You can also send that to wherever you're going before you go. It's very powerful. You can utilize it all over the planet. I actually utilize it to do a lot of the work for clearing the land or for clearing the universe, or you know, whatever. I've been teaching that for a while. It's something that a lot of people have been using for many, many, many years. We've used it in Atlantis. We used it in Egypt. We used it in so many different times, spaces, and realities. So don't forget that that's there. So for those of you that may have a blockage on your solar plexus chakra, I'm actually going to do a little activation for you to help with that. And then we will be done. So I hope that this was able to help you see that when you run away from these things, it's disempowering you and you're staying in a disempowered state of being rather than balancing yourself and coming back and strengthening yourself by being there. It's very important to take back your power and know who you are. Every single soul on this planet is a child of God, and you're all empowered with your divine will in your solar plexus until your belief system changes about yourself. Okay? So now it's time to take back your power. So let's go ahead. Let me bring this over here a little bit. And I'm going to bring some codes through for the solar plexus. And I don't know how this is going to sound on here, so for those of you that are always very discriminating and judging, you can just keep your little comments to yourself. I'm going to do this because I want to help people. I'm here to be judged by how it sounds or if it's professional, all right? That stuff is coming, but this is to help everyone be able to reach everyone right now. So take a deep breath, everybody. Take a deep breath in through the nose, expanding the lungs and the belly as far as you can. I want you to breathe in the color of pink, unconditional love, light of the mother. And I want you to exhale that love. And I want you to breathe in this time. Breathe in that beautiful blue, that beautiful, powerful blue of the Father. And I want you to take that into the heart and the lungs. And exhale that. And now I want you to breathe in the golden yellow. Breathe out into your heart and lungs. And then I want you to take that down to your solar plexus, just above the belly button, like right between the ribs. Fill yourself with that divine power. And exhale that divine power. And relax as you're breathing. And just keep your eyes closed, and I want you to listen. Aram nakurushna se, aram mahayani, apukoyam. Mariana hanayahai. Shansun tanyanamor, karana torani, asanamaya hamar. Yahonaya. Mayanaya Asunna Marayu Ahoya Karanigarasandosh Natia Ikaya Yasra Kurdu Yanarash Masia Makuya. Amiana etikias lateras, matiana ayama. Shudur. Eternal love, eternal light, eternal life. Mayakita ayama. Thank you everyone for coming on. Thank you for listening, and I hope that this helps you take back your power. If there's anything that you would like to see me do a video on to help you right now with what you're going through in this time, state it down below, and I look forward to helping you and creating another video. There's so much more coming. For those of you that haven't seen yet, I am doing a Sisters of the Rose event with Keleena Rose. We're doing that here in Sedona. It'll be in July on the 22nd and 23rd, the day we honor Mary Magdalene across the world. And this is going to be very powerful. It's going to be for those of you that are divine feminine, that are ready to step into your Magdalene energy and take back your power as the Magdalene, the feminine Christ. Okay, so it's already half full. Thank you for everyone that's been signing up. Early bird pricing ends May 22nd. It is on my website at www.keleenamalnar.com. All right, I love you all. Thank you all for coming in. Again, if there's anything that you want to see a video on, you can state it down below. For those of you that want to sign up or even take a look at my Patreon, it's www.patreon.com/Keleena Malnar. We do lots of stuff on there, healing, all kinds of things. So check that out. I love you. Take care. I will see you soon. Nakienta Nura.